Evening all, welcome back to the Car UK channel, and you join me here at my car pitch. They're called the car pitch ironically, here in Crewe in Cheshire, where I deal in cars under £5,000 retail. Now today's actually a Sunday. I'm in just doing a little bit of filming, doing a bit of catch up as well on some paperwork, and finishing off the filming as well for the Maserati Ghibli video, which I keep getting henpecked about. But the reason I've done this video is because we have had a absolute bumper last few days. In fact, last week in general has been really good, and Saturday just gone, which was yesterday, and Friday we've also sold even more cars, to the point where we've just gone from a couple of weeks ago being really doom and gloom. No one was about, the road was closed, no one was coming in, and then all of a sudden it has just lifted. There's been a little bit of a flick of a switch, and we're all busy again. So let me give you a quick update about what we've been selling, what we've got in, which isn't a lot to be honest. We're going to have to go buying again next week, but I've got one or two things that have landed. So let's have a bit of a tour around the pitch. Okay, so let's have a little bit of a look around the pitch. Now, I'll be honest with you, since the last video, hasn't been a lot of change on the site. Still a few cars here, but we have sold a few, and we've had one or two bits come in as well. So we'll start off with the sold cars, because we had a mad week. We started off with a few sold cars going out, so the automatic Corsa went out on Saturday. We also had the Volkswagen Fox go out on Saturday. No, not that one. This is a different Fox. We'll come back to that in a minute. And then since then, we've had a ruck of sales come in. So the first one I want to shout about is, well, let me show you. It's this beast. It's not been mentioned much in the last few weeks. I thought, to be honest, we'd have this car in till probably spring next year because of what it is. But we've sold it. Look at that there. The old Peugeot 308cc convertible. It's got a sold board in the window. It's sold, and I'm absolutely over the moon with that. We got just slightly under asking price for it. Now we actually sold this to a customer who's actually bought a car for us before. I'm going to do a video on his car, because his car's actually here as well. It's actually broken. Well, I'll explain all in the video, but let's say he definitely broken it accidentally, should we say. But there we go. We'll cover that in another video. But he's bought this 308. He's come back and decided to buy this, which was a bit of a shock really, because it's a bit different from his last car, which is a Focus, without giving the game away too much about what's happened. But yeah, he's decided to buy this. He's gone up a level on the old Peugeot. Very low mileage. He's an older gentleman who's decided, you know what, sod it, I'm going to go around and drive and smoke around in a 308cc. So I'm pleased with that. That is going to be going out midweek. Doesn't really need much doing to it. It's a very low mileage car. Just got to smarten it up a bit and get it turned over in the workshop, hopefully tomorrow or Tuesday. So that's good. That was the first sale we got on the board on Friday, and then Saturday hit. We expected a few people come in. We had a few test drives planned, but we actually got a lot more people coming in than we first thought, and we had a lot of sales on the back of that. And we've also got a few more in the pipeline as well coming back. We might be able to get another 2 over the line potentially in the next few days. Now, we did have a bit of interest on this Corsa over Friday, Saturday, had some test drives, 2 different sets of customers. Both have gone away to think about it. One is a little bit unsure about the insurance, the other one is just someone in R in, so we might get that over the line, but it's not quite gone yet, the little Corsa SXI. We did, however, sell this little cheap Astra, which we've only had in sale for a few days. We had an old chap come on. I've just parked it out of the way because it's now sold. We've put this up for $18.95. It's 59 plate, 1.6 petrol, 90,000 with history, drives really well. Basically, he's come in, he's got actually a newer car than this. He's actually got a 11 plate Mariva, which he's just basically fell out of bed with. He's got problems with it. He doesn't like the electronic handbrake. He wants to go back to something more conventional. So we've done a deal with him on that one, where we basically put him in touch with someone else to buy his Mariva, because we don't want it because it's not the best. And then we're selling him the Astra. So that's good. We've sold that asking price, and that should be done in the week. Doesn't really need much doing to it. And to be honest, these don't phase us because we've worked on hundreds of these over the years. We know pretty much everything there is to know about 1.6 petrol Astras. So we've sold that one. We've also sold as well the Hyundai i10, which is over here. The i10 is. We had a chap came on who was looking at the red i10 and also the Igo, the 10 plate Igo we've got in stock, which I'm amazed he's still on sale, because it's probably one of the nicest ones we've had in for a while. It's a really nice example. But there we go, we decided to go with the i10. It had already had a C1, which unfortunately was a lot older one than this, and it's succumbed to rust, which they do on the Igo C1s, which is why we are really finicky about ones we buy. Ones that are really badly rotten, we don't touch, and if they are, catched at the right time, you can repair them and underseal them and basically prolong them for many years, which is why we go to such lengths of undersealing them and getting them all right, like this one, which is all lovely and been all done and sorted. But anyway, he didn't buy that. He went for the i10. What a bit of a change. Why not? Both the same money, 2.5 grand. Little 1.2 petrol, this one, with alloys, nice thing. So he's put a deposit down on that, and we're going to get that out to him this week. And we're also getting off him in part exchange his C1, which is in black as well. And I asked the question, is it 3-door or 5-door? And he went, it's 3-door. I was like, oh right, okay. And then consequently never said a word since. I'm hoping he brings that in, that 3-door in part exchange. It's rotten, so we're not going to do anything with it, as in going on repairing it. It's unlikely. However, the door will come in use, because we need a door, a 3-door one, and I've tried finding a 3-door in black, a door for an iGo C1, all the same, just change the plastic on it, and say I've been struggling to find one. 5 doors, no problem. 3-door ones, struggling to find one, particularly one that's actually local without travelling hundreds of miles away, because doors are not really easy things to get posted. Most people on eBay want you to go and collect them, which isn't really convenient for us. So hopefully that comes in and that door's pretty straight. We can take the door off it, replace this one, and then we can put this on sale. Obviously this needs a lot more doing to it, but the door's the major one. Otherwise we were contemplating having to repair this door, which would be a nightmare to do. There'll be a lot of panel beating and filling going on to get that right and getting the door lock in. Yes, it's doable, but it's a lot of work and faff and will cost us a bit of money to do. But the other option is basically just to, what else can we do? Wait for a door to turn up. It could take ages. So fingers crossed his little black C1 it's got a decent driver's door on it. Other cars we sold yesterday as well was the Peugeot 208 diesel, which is here, the little 15 plate one. We bought this from Aston Barclay. Really nice thing this, and I'm quite surprised this took as long as it did to sell. We've probably had it in for about 6 weeks, maybe 7 weeks now on sale. It's a little 1.6 diesel, cheap road tax. Maybe the diesel thing's putting a lot of people off, that could be fair, but nonetheless it wasn't priced particularly daft. It was $32.95. and a nicer driver 208s, and obviously I'll only really sell the 208s in diesel because the options for petrols is PureTech versions, which I won't buy because they just burn oil, and I don't want to buy one and sell it to someone and they start ringing up 6 months later saying it's using rucks of oil, because you will find yourself having to refund it regardless of how long they've had it. So that's why I just won't bother with PureTech engines. The diesels are far more reliable, 1.4, 1.6 diesels. They did later go into 1.5s, but this the 1.4s, 1.6 is sort of my generation that we're selling at this market point. So they bought that. We are refurbing the wheels. That was down to be done anyway. Other than that, there wasn't much else to be done. Sorry, get the words out. Other than just usual sort of brake checks and servicing and stuff, which we do. I think it is due a service. It's got full history, but it's due one service now, so we're going to do that, and obviously get the wheels refurbed. So we'll get that done. Hopefully this week, the wheels, get it out next week. They're not in a major rush for that, which is good, because everybody else wants the cars next week, with the exception of these guys who aren't too fussed. So that's going to save us a little bit of time. Now on the back of that as well, they actually had a car they wanted to sell us as well, which is this little VW Fox, which they've been dropped off, which is a 2008 58, could be an 09 on the 58, I've not checked, but it's 2008, let's assume, 58 plate. VW Fox. It's a base model, which is a shame. It's not been touched, it's not on sale. Just put a wait. My colleague for some reason is putting a wait and prep sticker in it. I'm not sure why he's done that, because I've not even checked it over, but there we are. He's more the optimist. It's a base model with the black bumpers, which is a shame, but they will clean up and you can silicone and heat them up and get them looking nice again. But it would be better if it was colour coded, but it is what it is. It's a little cheapie, 1.2 petrol as they all are, 3-door and black, doesn't need any paint, which is good. Want to mop up and a clean, done 89,000 miles. It's a little cheapie. We saw one of these literally the other day. We're out yesterday, and it flew out the door at 1995. This one's probably a little bit cheaper because it's a base model, but we'll smart it up and see how we go. It's just cheap motoring, ideal first car for someone, or a second-hand runabout, whatever. It's ideal. And then you say we don't get much Volkswagen product on, so it's nice to have something on at least. And you say that will make a car as well, so that's a little cheapie. And it wasn't cheap dear either, really, although it does need probably a few £100s for spending on it in the workshop to get it into a retail state. Also as well, we've had some interest as well yesterday on the red Clio. We've had a test drive on that, and we've had a test drive on another customer as well who also tested the Clio and this Kia Rio diesel as well, the little 1.1 diesel. And they seem to really taken with this, so we're looking at this potentially maybe going out, being sold tomorrow. They're going to have a think about it. So I'm hoping that gets over the line tomorrow, so that's a good, if that goes through. And also as well, I've just not long gone off the messenger to someone who's been calling back into, he's after a car for his, I think it's his daughter, and he has now decided that he's going to have the Toyota iGo as well, the 10 plate one as well. So that's in the end, did end up selling. So that's going to be conclude tomorrow. He definitely wants that. From last messages we spoke, he wants to get that bought. And to be honest with you, that's probably the car that I would have gone for. He was looking potentially at maybe, once we got the Fox ready, the other Fox, which would have been probably mid next week, late next week, time we got it ready, maybe have a look at that. I personally would have gone for the Igo. I think he's made the right choice. Yes, it's going to be a bit more money, but I just love the Igos. Nothing wrong with Foxes, they're good cars, but just to me, they're just perfect for me. They're just reliable, they do what they do, you know, they're cheap to run, and you can just drive one of those and put big miles on it, and as long as you put the basic servicing into and maintenance, they just keep going on and on and on, and they don't drive that bad. We've also had a bit of interest on stuff as well coming in. I've got a guy who's interested in my Vauxhall Astra estate, which is due back here hopefully tomorrow, being Monday, and he's going to come and have a look at that in the week as well. We've got a little 1.6 Astra petrol estate on a 14 plate. We've got some interest on that. We've got someone interested, I mean, we've got two people interested in the Hyundai i20 in grey, which unfortunately I haven't managed to get into the workshop. I was planning on doing that the other day, but obviously the sales, got to get them sales over the line that went out. I've got 3 cars went out last 48 hours. Had to get them finished off, and then we've just basically had no room or no space to do that, get that in. It just took a bit too long, but we'll have to try and progress that next week. We need a ramp free. I'll go inside the workshop and explain what the situation is in the workshop. Right, in the workshop, sorry it's a bit dark and gloomy, the doors are down. This is the culprit. We've seen this already in the update before, so I shan't bore you with what it is, because we've already talked about it before, the car is, etc. But it's still on the ramp. So this has been having a clutch put in it. The clutch is out, it's on the floor, it's worn out, we need to get a clutch for it. And at the moment, trying to get clutches is just a nightmare. And every time I ring up, even for the most basic of things, and it's been like this since COVID, to be honest, and it's not got better. Half these car parts companies have not got any access to clutches, and it's not their fault really. It's more the manufacturers who are making them just aren't producing them in the numbers they need to. So in the end, when I gave up going through all the motor factors locally, no one could get anything for it, and there was choices as well, and that always just worries me. So went online, did a bit of digging and researching, got the numbers off the old one, matched it up perfectly, had to pay an absolute premium for it. I've had to pay 200 quid for a clutch that probably should have been 80 quid in normal times, but there we go, it is what it is. There's nothing spectacular about it. It's just a really old basic 3-piece clutch with a bearing, something that's been around for decades. You know, there's not like it's a dual mass or anything like that. It's just a normal clutch setup, but I had to pay a premium for it. I mean, need it, but it's in the post, so you're waiting at the mercy of the people posting it. They take forever. I bet we won't get the clutch till this Wednesday. That'll be on the ramp now for over a week, and then we've got to fit it, so you won't get it back on the ground till probably Wednesday afternoon, Thursday. And then it still needs probably a little bits and bobs doing as well, so you want to get them finished off. It'll be Thursday afternoon time this is off the ramp at the earliest. So you've effectively lost the ramp for the best part of a week. You can't really take it off the ramp, it's a bit of a faff, we haven't got much room. So it's just stuck there, just basically taking up a ramp space, which leaves us down to one ramp. And because obviously we're having to get the sold cars out and done, they need coming on, last minute jobs, servicing, back and forth. It just slows us down, unfortunately. So consequently, on the back of that, I just know what's going to happen over the next week or two. We've had a run of sales over the last 48 hours, which I'm really pleased about. That's good. I mean, I'm not taking that for granted for one moment, because we say I was moaning the other week we didn't have any sales in the bag hardly. That's turned around. But now, with one ramp out of action, that's going to slow us down even more. We're going to get to a situation where we're going to be able to get those sold cars in. We've only got one ramp to work with, get them in the air, service them, do the works to them. You know, they want brakes, they want tyres, they want shockers, they want all sorts. And then they're coming off, and you're going to do the next one, the next one, the next one, the next one. So you're not going to have much time to get your other cars sitting around in the workshop and prepped and on sale. So that's going to restrict us. So next week, we're going to be just doing sold cars. Then the week after, we'll get back straight again to go and again in November to get restocked up, because we'll be short of stock again. I'll be moaning in my next video that I'm short of stock, I can't buy anything. You know how it goes, it's just a big pattern with me. So it's a feast and famine that seems to happen here. There we are. Corsa, quickly point this out to you in case you're wondering. This is a trade-in. And it's a shame actually, because we can't retail this because of the... Well, we can retail it, we can retail anything, but we're not going to retail it because of the mileage. It's actually done 130,000 miles, would you believe? I didn't think it had done that when it came in. I was quite surprised. It was a part exchange. It's you know, we gave a few £100 for it. That's all he wanted. I said no problem. I work on the basis that if it runs and drives as a Corsa, particularly if it's 10 onwards with a later engine in, will have it, because they are so useful even to put in the corner as parts cars, because we use so many bits off them. The engines are useful, the oil pumps and casings and everything's useful on them. But it drove lovely, it's fine, net wrong with it really, other than just a few maintenance bits it wants doing. But the mileage is a bit too high, and it's, you know, it's just not something that I want to retail. But it doesn't drive like a car that's done 130,000, it drives like a car that's done 70,000 miles. Done a little bit of work to it, it had a little oil leak on the rocker cover. In fact, I'll pull the bonnet and show you. There we go, so it's had a little bit of work done to it. So it's leaking on the rocker cover. I mean, you can buy rocker covers for these, but we just changed the whole lot. We keep these in stock, so we actually keep the whole rocker assembly here. That's all new, the top piece there, that plastic cover, because that got the gasket, obviously sits on top of that. And they're only about 30 quid to buy. We buy aftermarket ones. I've fitted genuine ones, I've fitted aftermarket ones. I've known guys who've worked for Vauxhall who do the same. They make no difference, they're all the same. They all just last as long. And actually these rock covers also suffer with diaphragm issues as well. I think I've shown this before, sorry about the bad light, but see these here, these diaphragms can leak here, cause all breathing problems and issues with idling and stuff. So it's just easy just to change the whole lot for the cost of what these are to replace. It just obviously clears the oil leak up. Oil pressure switch was leaking as well, we changed that. We did an oil and filter on it. It's not chainy or anything, which is good. It's probably had a chain on it. Flushed all the coolant out and did a radiator switch as well on it, because it was saying it was minus 40 degrees, so the radiator wasn't working properly or coming in when it should. We've had it all up and running now and it's all working lovely. Surprisingly, the housings aren't leaking. Usually we leak on these. These ones aren't, so it's quite a rarity. But it runs and drives spot on, so we can trade that on. I've already got someone who's buying that. Done deal. We've just done their little bits and bobs for them there, included it in the price. I'd say we've made a few hundred quid on it, and they can do what they want with it. But say for 130k to us to retail it, I think it's 134k. There's nothing legally stopping us from doing that. But I think when you get past sort of 120,000 miles, I think you really are pushing it. Some would even say that's pushing it. So I say 100,000, 110 is probably our limit realistically, unless it's, you know, a diesel. Obviously, they'll make an exception for that. It's just easier sometimes just to take the trade money on and say not bother retailing it, because if we retail that, what do we get for it? $13.95. You know, you've got to put a warranty on it. I'm not saying it's going to go wrong, but sometimes it's just easier just to get a little bit of profit and move it on, and not try to gamble too much on stuff that's higher mileage. Yeah, so anyway, it's going to be a busy week next week, which I'm looking forward to, because like I said, I've been a bit shitty for the last few weeks. I'm now really starting to feel a lot better, and that injection of sales over the last few days has really sort of revitalised me into really getting at it, getting some cars out the door, going again and sort of restocking, going back to the auctions. Enjoy all that. It's now started to turn good again, and hopefully, like I think I mentioned in my last video, if we can have a good November, and then obviously December, it will fade off in December. By the second week of December, we'll effectively be just sort of moping about. Might be the odd sale here or there. But then we can stop, have a break for Christmas, and then you go again in Jan. I'm not necessarily looking forward to Jan, particularly on the buying front, because I know, I mean, it's bad now. You wait till Jan. It will be horrific trying to buy stock. So I might have to think out the box in January. But there we go. That's the way it is, I'm afraid, at the moment. We've just got to keep plodding on. And by doing that, we can hopefully try and make a shilling out of the job. Now, quickly before I go, just quickly show you a vehicle that I keep getting asked about. It's in the background over here. And they keep saying, what are you doing with that car? What is it? Why is that there? Let me quickly show you. It's my little Rover 100. I keep getting asked about this, my little Metro. Absolutely looking a sight for sore eyes at the moment. It's not looking well. We actually had this, I think I've had this nearly 2 years now. Now, believe it or not, it's only done 11,000 miles, and they are genuine 11,000 miles, but it's in a bad nick, let's be fair. I say even 2 years ago, I did sort of give it a bit of a mop up and redid all the plastics, heated them all up. Not that that lasted long, but lasted about 6 months, and they all went funny again, and now they're completely gone. Yeah, it does run and drive this, and I was using it last summer. I loved it. Then we moved here, and I haven't used it since. And I am going to get it sorted. In fact, I'm going to get my brother to restore this for me. I mean, it wants completely repainting. It's not rotten. In fact, you can eat your dinner off it underneath. It is lovely, and I actually had it all re-undersealed when I first got it. You can honestly, it's immaculate underneath, which is rare for these. But it's just got really bad surface paint. The bumpers are knackered. I want a set of wheels for it, matching wheels. You know, some nice Rover 100 alloys on it. All the window seals are gone. They're all cracked on here, so I've got all new ones of those. I mean, they just pop out, the windows are easy. But I can see here, the roof has just completely had it. It's all gone, sunburn, it's damaged the paint. So when you start looking at that, you know, the arches have just started to go. I mean, only just a little bit. It's been painted here before on the scuttle, It's gone a little bit, tiny bit, and you can quite see it not. I'll just move out of the way, and this bloody traffic cone that seems to be stuck here. It's just started to go a little tiny bit down here. I mean, I don't mean like proper rot, it's just literally starting to flake. So it wants redoing. If I just thought, sod it, push the windows out, take the bumpers off, change this bumpers, get rid of them, get some other bumpers, colour-coded ones, match paint them in, change this tailgate, because this tailgate's a bit skew with as well, and it's been painted about. It's an absolute patchwork quilt of colours, this of blue, this boot lid, and it's not fitting right as well. It doesn't shut right there to the opposite side, so it's probably been pushed in at some point or damaged. So get another tailgate, repaint the old car, jobs are good. In fact, this side here is worse. You can just see it starting to bubble there, just starting. I mean, I've repaired hundreds of these over the years. I used to cut my teeth on these in the early days, picking these up for 70 quid, 80 quid. Split can job on the arches, make them look nice and resell them again. But anyway, somewhere on the channel, about 2 years ago when we first started it, I did actually do a video on this when I first bought it, and talk more about the actual car itself and the history of the Metro and the Rover 100. I'm not selling this car. Please don't ask me about parting with it. I'm not going to part with it. For what it owes me, I think I gave about 900 quid for it, for an 11,000 mile genuine car. I'm not selling it. I just want to restore it. I don't care if I spend 1,000, 1,500 doing it. I'll just keep it, use it. It can go up in value, and I just love driving the Metro. As I say, it reminds me of when I first started in this game all them years ago, so I just couldn't part with it at all. But I promise you, when I do dig it out, because it's got a start motor issue, I need to dig it out and get it running again, I will document the journey of it, coming from here, leaving here, going off to be painted, hopefully coming back looking lovely, and obviously we can go out and have a proper run in it, and talk more about the little Rover 100. And in fact, I might even use it and start going the auctions in it. I'd love to do that, particularly in the warmer weather. Right, anyway, I think that's enough for today. It's getting dark now, the clock's gone back. I'll leave you to it. Thanks very much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. It helps me out immensely. If you could just click that like and subscribe button for me now, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.